chance here. Mentel. Great save. Salman Akbar.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं हूं सलमान अकबर। आप देख रहे हैं मेरा अपना यूट्यूब चैनल व्यू फ्रॉम द गोल पोस्ट। पाकिस्तान हॉकी में रिसेंटली बहुत बड़ी डेवलपमेंट हुई है। पाकिस्तान नेशनल सीनियर टीम के नए हेड कोच की अपॉइंटमेंट हुई है, जिनका नाम सीखविद आयतमान है। उनका ताल्लुक नीदरलैंड से है और इससे पहले वो जापान नेशनल टीम के भी कोच थे टोक्यो ओलंपिक्स में। और फिर पाकिस्तान नेशनल सीनियर टीम ने रिसेंटली यूरोप टूर किया बड़े अरसे के बाद, जो कि बड़ा प्रोडक्टिव टूर पाकिस्तान हॉकी के लिए रहा है। और पाकिस्तान हॉकी फेडरेशन ने बड़ा टाइमली इसको अरेंज किया, क्योंकि इस महीने के एंड में पाकिस्तान हॉकी ने एशिया कप में पार्टिसिपेट करना है, जहां से उन्होंने अपकमिंग वर्ल्ड कप के लिए भी क्वालिफाई करना है। तो इस सिलसिले में मेरी सीखविद आयतमान के साथ बड़ी डिटेल बात हुई और मैंने सोचा कि वो मैं आपके साथ शेयर करूं, ताकि हमें पता चल सके हम सबको कि जो नेशनल टीम का हेड कोच है वो किन लाइंस पे काम कर रहा है, उसका कैसा एक्सपीरियंस रहा है अभी तक पाकिस्तान में काम करने का, पाकिस्तान हॉकी के साथ काम करने का, और आने वाले वक्त में हम पाकिस्तान हॉकी फेडरेशन से, पाकिस्तान हॉकी प्लेयर से किस किस्म की परफॉर्मेंस एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं। एंड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर टाइम। कांग्रेचुलेशंस फॉर बीइंग द कोच ऑफ पाकिस्तान, and I think this is one of the very good step Pakistan Hockey Federation took after a long time. Well, so how you feeling about being in Pakistan and being with Pakistan team?
I enjoy it. It's quite a challenge. I like what I do, and I like building teams. So Pakistan is a good challenge, but it's also in many ways a very big challenge, because it's not well structured, well organized, and they level best to get back, and that's what they want. But the whole environment has to be renewed, rebuilt. Pakistan hockey declined a lot, so because of that, we are 18 in the ranking. That's not good. And I don't think it needs to be, because there's enough talent. But yes, there should be a lot of work to be done in Pakistan. And that's also one of the reasons why I signed for a longer time. I'm happy to be here in a beautiful country with very friendly people, good food, very important for me.
Yeah.
And the hockey is nice because the boys work very hard. They really want to make a change. I have a very young team. All what I want is here. So only my family is somewhere else, and that's a difficult one. But
yeah, that's part of the job, eh?
It is.
You believe in that there is hell of the talent, and those players can really lift up the standard of the national sport, right?
Yes, there's a lot of talent, but the talent is wrongly groomed. So what you see is that they lack basic skills. Actually, they lack basic skills for modern hockey, because in my opinion, they play hockey with the skills from the 80s, and they live in the 80s. They celebrate the champions from the 80s. Everything is about the 80s. Every interview is about the big guys, the Olympians, the golden boys, because you have three types of Olympians. You have Olympians, the golden boys. You have Olympians who went to the Olympics but were not the golden boys. And you have Olympians who were world champion but didn't win the Olympics. And well, that's it. And then you have the current players who nobody knows, because it's always about people who are older than I am. And those people don't inspire young people anymore, because they don't know them. Fortunately for them, we have YouTube, so they can show their old clips to everyone, and every TV channel, everyone is showing those clips. So it looks like that Pakistan hockey is mainly famous for dribbling, dodging, and scoring, and that's it. But it was more than that. But the old days are the old days, and I think we should respect the old time and have respect for them, but they should not be the current heroes. The current heroes should be the current players. We need more exposure for our players, and we don't get it, and it annoys me. because I think that the current players, they need the motivation. They are the ones who have to do the work. And actually, they only hear that they are not good enough. It's a country with many faces. It's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's welcoming. But the other part is also true. It's a poor country. People fight to survive and do everything to survive. And maybe that influence their rational capacity.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. But the interesting thing what you said is that golden boys, Olympians, and that 80 era, and that was always, I always spoke about it, and I always I have the same feeling and thinking that that part is still there, and that really a big hurdle in Pakistan hockey to move forward, and that's one of the reason that we now are at number 18. But how you, because I saw when you joined the team and later on, I was expecting that the pressure came from outside, from those Olympians or whatever, because they I don't know, they didn't like it or they don't believe in it. They still believe in that their own system, which was in 80s, and there was a lot of pressure being created, and still there is. So how you prepared yourself and your whole group of team, and how you kept them out of it, and then what was your strategy about it, and preparing for the Europe tour, the really important one before the Asia Cup, and after many years, and with all those pressures, and you was new there, and I don't know you was expecting it or not, but when it came in, and then you was building up the team as well. So what was that experience, and how you manage it with your team as well, with the players?
Look, I knew where I came. I'm not that stupid. So I thought about it. I knew that there are different worlds. There are different circumstances. There's a group people who really like to live in the past, and they have a lot of benefits of it. Most of them were a long time out of hockey, returned in hockey after retirement. And then they started telling about their past. But what they don't realize is that hockey changed magnificently. And the changes, they hardly have knowledge about it. I have never seen them around in international tournaments. I've been involved in many hockey education. I can say that I have seen almost all the coaches coming for FIH courses, and I never saw them. So if it's about modern hockey and what's necessary for modern hockey, I think that I may say that they have some challenges, and but they are the ones who want to select. They are the ones who are judged, and they judge based on their own experience. That's okay, but not when you are in charge. When you are in charge and you have a responsibility and you want Pakistan back on the world podium, then you have to modernize the hockey in Pakistan. And that's what Asif want, and Brigadier Kolker want. They want to change. They got a lot of critics about it now, in the past and even now, but they wanted to try something else. And one of the reasons that I'm here is because they wanted to give it a start. And I'm happy that they want. And I've made a plan about how I think that I have to prepare Pakistan. They agreed with the plan, and I'm stick to my plan. I work with plans. I'm not doing things by emotion. And so if people say many things, I don't care, because I have my plan. I have an agreement with Pakistan Hockey that we will do it that way, and that these are our targets and aims. And I'm not here for the short term. And they only look at the next match and the next tournament. And I'm preparing a team who should be performing at the World Cup 2026. Meanwhile, there are many top international tournaments to go. And of course I want to win, because I'm a coach and I hate losing. If I lose, I'm very upset. So I do everything to win, and I will prepare the team for each tournament, and I will do everything possible to perform well. but the long term. So I selected, for instance, many young players.
So we are actually basically talking about the process. Do you think you will be successful to make them understand, the players and the federation even, that what is the process, how it works, with all the pressures of those Olympians and the media? Do you think the good thing, what I really like that you said, and I do also have that feeling, that you have a very good understanding and a connection with the people sitting in the office, which is very, very important. So you guys are on the same page, which is very good. But do you think you would be able to make them understand the country who was once on the top, now on number 18, and not believing in the process, going match by match, one little tournament they win, one little game they win, they think they are again world champion? You would be able to make them understand what is this long-term process, and when we will get that result. You can bring that patience in them, or also in the players especially.
It's a nice question, but as I'm a rational guy, so this is emotional, and I allow the people their emotions. So I'm not here to convince them. I'm here to prove with our game, our way of playing, that this is the right way up. So I'm not fighting them. Huh? I'm not here to convince them. I just want to play the best hockey that's possible with our players, and they will convince them with the results. And if we don't get the results, that's also sports. Then you're from the wolves, they will eat you. And that's also okay, because it's about high performance sport. So what I want is to work with the team and make sure that they understand that if they want something and they really want to be heroes and they want to bring hockey back, but we need to earn it. It doesn't come for free. We have to start very down. And I can only point to the ranking. Who selected all the teams who went down in the ranking? Who was responsible for that?
Exactly.
Those are the same people.
Yeah.
Who are, so they have to look at themselves by a mirror, look at it in the mirror, and then think about, what have I done before and what can we do to change it? Because obviously what was done in the past was not good enough, and it led to decline on decline on decline. To go up now means a restructure, a renovation. And if you renovate, you start at the base. And you will renovate from the base, and you go up, 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 step by step. Sometimes it will be harsh. You will be, suddenly something went wrong, and then you have to reconstruct. But that's also part of it. And being Pakistan, I realized that these are words. This is commitment. But when things go wrong, there's always someone else who is boss and who can fire everyone. So I don't have the illusion that it will be always okay and try whatever you want. No, you need to perform. And that's also what I tell the players. And the players know I'm not the person who is looking back all the time. For me, we are on point 0, and from there we build up. If there's something in the team, they have to tell me, and I will do my level best to arrange and make things happen for them. If I cannot, I'm not Imran Khan or the new president. Huh? So I'm not in politics. I'm not the one who takes the national decisions. But what I can do for the hockey team, I will do. And I will ask my superiors to support. And if they do their best and they cannot achieve it, it's okay. If they don't do their best, then I will be upset and I will not be a nice guy. Until now, they try their best to do so. So everything happens accordingly, our appointments. And that makes me feel good. And I enjoy it. And I see my players progressing. I see the change. But it's we just started. I want to be involved in grassroots hockey. I want to support academies. I want to coach coaches from the academies on modern way of hockey, because when I've been to some of the academies, I've watched junior matches, and I asked the junior players, what's your position? Left in, left out, center forward, right in, right out. I said, but what if you are right in, what are you? Are you attacker? What are you? I'm attacker, sir. So attacker? How can you attack with 5 players? Then you have the side halves, and those are the more kind of midfielders in the center mid. And then you have 2 fullbacks and a goalkeeper. So if you look at the list of players in Pakistan, they talk about defense, goalkeeper, defense, and attackers.
Yeah.
Never mention midfielders because they don't exist.
Yeah.
And a midfield play is in modern hockey very, very important.
Yeah.
Has different skills, different roles, different responsibilities. But our players from grassroots don't have that education. So how can I blame them for not having it? So what I do is try to teach them, make them aware of those responsibilities, coach on it, be strict on it, so that I hope that at the moment it will become their own routine and they will understand. And that's the way I think we will be able to modernize the hockey. But I would like the future generations to have an equal education system like we have in the West, because that's where the Western countries are ahead of the people in this subcontinent. If you look at you are in Holland. If you look at that, 6 years old, played organized hockey. They already start doing tactics. On when they are 12 years, they can play 11 against 11. They know how to play, how to defend, how to put pressure, how to play on the midfield, how to defend, how to avoid penalty corners, how to defend if they are under 18, they are fully aware. They played many matches. Weekly, they played matches. They weekly trained specific on this. So they have a huge advantage above the players who only dribbled and played nice matches and are selected for their dribbling skills. So all my players are selected because they can dribble. So all my defenders, they like to be attackers.
Yeah.
And they like to score goals because somewhere in their career, they were attackers. They were dribbling, and that's why people like them and said, oh, he's a good player because he can dribble a lot. And but passing, receiving, those kind of things, skills, they are undervaluated here.
But don't you think that the players now playing in the national team or in the selection, these players, many of these players also being through a lot. They lost the tournaments, they lost the games, and then the motivation was really almost gone, I would say. But then I really appreciate that they step from the federation, that they bring coach like you, and they started from somewhere. And you said that we have to start from the bottom. But don't you think that there can be a little bit much better support from the federation to the players, because they should understand that the players also being through a lot, and now there should be some better facilities for the players around them. If we see the financial pressure nowadays, we heard that they lost their jobs as well. So and bringing those players and asking them or expecting them from them that okay, we're going to start from the bottom again. And don't you think that federation can put some little bit more effort to motivate more them, to give them some more facilities like their accommodation, like some finance support and all that, and that can really boost their confidence of the players, and that can help players to get their motivation back to serve their country on the top level and bring some good results?
Well, in the ideal world, I think it would be okay. But saying that, I think I disagree. I think that players should earn it. You need to earn facilities. What I mean is that players should look at this. The federation went many times to Islamabad to talk to the politician, to arrange that at least the departments should be open and the club should be open. They try to find money to pay them higher daily allowance. We have a system that we pay players also a low amount of money. according to the ranking they have. That's in all countries in the world. We do the same. We cannot do that for all players because there's not enough money. We don't have sponsors. So if you look at it, the federation doesn't have a lot of money, and people don't want to sponsor at this moment. But it's Pakistan. So when you are successful, the money comes too. So that's where the earning starts. But the other part is that players should be better educated. The players now, they are lowly educated. They only play hockey. If they lose their jobs, they don't play hockey, then they will have to work in factories or delivery boys or whatever. So the status declines a lot. And it's also not very beneficial for their motivation to participate in the society. So I think that the academies where the hockey players come from now should connect with schools, and players who do well at school are allowed to play hockey. Then you will get a system like in Western countries where players don't depend on their association and on the government to take care of them, but they earn their money themselves. They have good jobs because they have the capacities, because nobody says that our players are stupid, but they just don't have the opportunity to study, and they were not taught how to study. So they need to learn how to study and to take care of themselves. That brings me to the other point. I don't want my players to be victims. So if you go and you hold then you are a kind of beggar, and you are a victim of the whole process. Would not be okay. You need to fight, you need to show yourself, and you need to make the best thing possible. If you are a professional hockey player, then do your best and do everything to get the best result. That's your own responsibility as well. So we have now the Asia Cup, a World Cup qualifier. If we qualify for the World Cup, the people in Pakistan, they are eager, they are hungry for success. So if we do well, they will get magnificent support. And we see signs like that. We went to Europe and we played well in there, and the European, the community there, they want to sponsor our Commonwealth Games trip. That's a huge amount, which they will support us. That's great. And that's because they think we did well. Some people in Pakistan didn't, but they are willing to appreciate and to reward the players for what they did there. They will sign a contract they promised. We never know if it will be true. Huh? So don't shoot me if they don't.
It's not an official statement from you. I can understand.
No, they announced that they will do it, that they will support. And the Chamber of Commerce from Pakistani entrepreneurs in abroad, and that's a big group. And they said that hockey is the national sport. They believe in what's happening, and they would like to support the players. So that would be a great first step. But it shows the potential there is. But of course, you need to perform. And that's something I want to be, for me, that's leading. So I don't like that victim behavior. And your holy book says, if you work very hard, the rewards will come to you. It never said, go sit, complain, and the rewards will come to you. So if you look at this, please do like the book said. Work hard, give it your best, and trust in your God. The rewards will come to you. But that doesn't mean that we should not do our level best to support them. So we do. We try to increase the money they get. We are trying, but it's a lot of money. And we have a very expensive year with now the Europe Tour, Asia Cup, Commonwealth Games, Asian Games. If we don't know, it's now postponed, but we will have a Nation Cup in December. If we qualify at World Cup, January, the World Cup, it's very costly. And we need to balance the money for the whole trip. That's Asif's headache and the Brigadier's headache. They have to make this all possible, get support. I think that you play hockey for your heart, and because you enjoy it. You like, it's the thing you want to do most. You know, I always said that to players. If you want to be somewhere else, if you can have a better life somewhere else, go for it. Don't stick. But if you want to make the best of it and you like hockey most, it rewards you, that makes you feel good, then give it all and it will come. And I strongly believe in this. So that's the way how I look at it.
You spoke about the ideal situation, and I think that is the thing which should have been done in the past as well. And now, especially you spoke about players' education, and now someone is coming like you there in that system and talking about it. And my question was always, it's not from you, but I always used to think that why it's not being done earlier, and that was the performance, whoever was running the matters of the Pakistan hockey. So that should have been done earlier. The system was not being there. So that's why I always say that there is a lot to be done. And it's good to know that what you're saying, that now they're really willing to do. Federation is doing their best and all that. And I wish them all the best. And who will not want that Pakistan hockey comes back on the track once again, no matter who is sitting in the office. The thing is that these things should be done and should have been done in the past as well. Well, it's never too late. And it's good that people like you are there and you can really make them understand that this is the way you can progress. And this is the way that we can make steps further with a long-term process. And then we have to stick on it. And that's why it makes me very curious, and I'm very excited and looking forward that how it will be in the future, especially this busy year where a lot of big tournaments are coming in. There is a financial pressure on Federation even. They have to collect the sponsors. They have to make sure that the team prepare well, and they have to put a lot of finance in it. So there are many struggles for the Federation as well. But I think those struggles are being created by themselves, by the Federation. I'm not pointing any particular individual in that, by the Federation, because this is the way they performed in the past. And the reason is that now all these issues are there on the table is the performance of Pakistan Hockey Federation from the past. But absolutely, it can be started. It's never too late. And again, let's start from the bottom and hope for the best, and a lot of praise for Pakistan Hockey, who don't want to see, and person like me especially, and we all who are sitting abroad and just because of Pakistan Hockey, we want our beautiful Pakistan and Pakistan Hockey to be back on the top. And so that it's our proud as well. So it's good to know that they are on the track. They are thinking to putting a lot of effort into it, and I hope and I wish them all the best that they get a lot of success in that. And because at the end, it's not about individual, it will be about Pakistan hockey, and it will be back on the mainstream in world hockey as well. And then I will come further on this particular Europe tour, which was very funny to hear a lot of news from the media, from the ex-Olympians that, well, I laughed a lot when I heard those statements that it's not a national team, we are playing with the club teams and all. I'm pretty sure it somewhere it disturbed the players as well, that yeah, we are working so hard here, and then how our media and our ex-Olympians are talking about it. So how as a coach and how your team handled it, and how you help your players to come out of it, or and personally you as a coach as well did manage to handle this so-called pressure used to build from Pakistan.
If you look at the European tour, I was flabbergasted with what from rubbish came out of Pakistan about not playing the best teams, not playing against national team, but club teams. And so I really asked myself who these people are who can lie like this in public and telling stories like this. Then where is your consciousness? Because how can you say things which are apparently wrong and false and untrue? So if this is how people support their national team, well, it's worrying. But fortunately, there are also good people. Huh? Yeah. So there is also, I had a lot of positive support from the Pakistani community abroad. Then we had support of people in Pakistan who also understand what's going on. And there's a minority, I hope, because I don't know, because if it's on TV, national TV, imagine that national TV is not doing research. It's just broadcasting rubbish and assuming things which they never asked me. They didn't took the effort to do research. And then I was stunned. I kept quiet. I kept what you're asking. Well, this is also an experience I got now. And I must say it's amazing, but it's also okay. I do my best, and more than that, I cannot do. And if they don't want to believe me, they don't need to believe me. If they want to stay in their own world, stay in your own world. Have a happy life and move on.
Yeah, well, I would say, well, welcome to Pakistan.
So we have our targets, we have our goals, and we are working towards our goals. And what noise they make, they should continue doing it. It's there. If it gives them fun, let's do it. But we will not be distracted. We know we don't like it, but it's also not that we said, okay, it's an excuse not to perform or something like that. It's not, because we know what we want. And we really want Pakistan to get back where they should be, and we think they should be. And we do our efforts. Those are doing the efforts, they have the right to speak. And we think that we are doing it. So, and as you know, I invite everyone, come to our camps, come to our matches. Everybody is welcome. They can come to our meetings. I have no secrets. They can come. They never show up. So if they want to speak, but speak with knowledge. And if not, I'm not willing to spend too much time on this. And I told the boys to let it go. Can you change them? No. So can you do something about it? No. Can you make the media think differently? No. So let it go, because there's no way you can influence this. They will keep, the more you will say, the more they will talk rubbish. So don't feed them. Just go do your job. Try to be the best you can. Play the best you can. And I told them, if there's something, I will react. They can come to me and they can scold me. They can say that I'm stupid, that I'm only stealing the money from Pakistan, that I'm abusing everything. I don't care. They can use everything they want. I will stand for the team. Because if they want, they can come to me. I'm responsible, so I'm the one they need to go after. The players, they do their job, they do the best. And if they disagree, they have to come to me. If they disagree with our game plan, I'm the one who is making it. If they disagree about our tactics, they have to be with me. If they disagree with our technical abilities, they have to be with me. So if they want something, they are welcome. They know I'm in Lahore. I'm in Oban Hotel. And they are welcome to come to the hotel, and they can come. I'm there every minute for the day. I'm willing to answer them. And I will explain, and I will explain it multiple times, no problem. What I know for sure is that people like success. And if there's success, they are all part of it. Success has many fathers. And then if you have success, then these same people will claim the success. And they will tell you that because of their comments and critics, or whatever it is that made us perform. I'm okay with it. I don't care.
But when it started, were you disappointed as a coach?
No, because I knew that this happens. Look, I'm longer in the hockey. I know what's going on in Pakistan hockey. I know what's.
Yeah.
I know. I knew where I came, so I knew that it will happen. And yes, you hope that it will not happen, but it's part of the game. Yeah. It's part of my job. My job. This is part of the job, and if I can't handle it, I shouldn't have accepted I could have stayed, I could have do other things which are more peaceful and quiet, but I didn't choose for it. I choose for this rubbish. So it's okay. And no
Rubbish.
problem. You never hear me complain. Huh?
Yeah.
I never complain. I never use bad language or whatever. I only stay with the facts. And the fact is that this is happening.
How, as a coach, you will describe this Europe tour?
Well, I'm a satisfied coach. I'm happy. I think that the things we practiced, we were able to do. We were not able to do it all the time. What I have learned from this trip is our basics are okay, but we don't have the flexibility or the competence to handle changes. So we need more experience to handle the changes which happens in the match. Opponents analyzes, go for a weak spot, and then we know that it happens, but we were conscious incompetent. That's a good sign. So we will work on those incompetences in this new camp to adjust and make sure that at the Asia Cup, we will be better prepared and we will have more flexible mind. And that was the reason why we went there, to find out how top teams will play against us, what they will do, how they will identify our weakness, how they will deal with it, and what we can do to counter it. And that part, as a coach, it's a treasure to have this. And that treasure, I gladly accept it. So maybe people are disappointed that we didn't win everything, but then we would have not learned these lessons. And these lessons learned, and it creates awareness with my players too.
But you, as a coach, what we can expect that how we can see the Pakistan team performing in Asia Cup.
We are performing to our abilities, and we will do our best. Look, performance is technical, tactical, mentally, physical, and social. All those aspects should be good. And most of the aspects are at this moment good. So I think that we will perform accordingly, and that's what we need. And players should be convinced that they can do so. And that's what we need to do, and that's what we want to do. Players, from the first minute till the last minute, we will fight to bring the best possible result. And if we do that, whatever the result will be, I will be okay with it. But if we don't give us everything we have, then I have a problem. And I think that that's what it's important for us. And if I look at the quality of this team, I think that it's absolutely possible.
That's great to know. Great to know. Very positive, very professional, and really love to hear that. And one more question about, because I was also goalkeeper, so I would like to have a little bit a few words on this one as well. That I have seen that you picked two new, I would say, and young also, you can say, goalkeepers. And how you looking at them? Are you satisfied the way they perform in the Europe tour? And do you have confidence on them that they can also carry on in the future in some major tournaments, and they can perform well to help the team to bring the good results?
It's a difficult question, Salman. I selected the players because I believe that these are the best goalies. I actually had 3 goalies selected. We could bring only 2, so we had to make a choice. And the goalies are more or less, they have small differences. The best goalie is Akmal, in my opinion. So he mainly was the goalkeeper. The 2 other goalies are very close to each other. It's a style matter. It's a matter of experience. It's also about leadership qualities. Also for this goalie. So coaching from goalies is something goalies in Pakistan didn't learn. And now they are mainly stopping balls, and they have problems with their decision making. So we knew that it will be a challenge. But the other part is, especially for goalkeepers, and this is something you said many times to me, you also need to trust your goalies and give them the credit. So I will not easily change my goalies because I think that they need support and confidence to be able to perform, maybe not now on the short term, but in the longer term, certainly. They have the capacity, that's why they are selected.
So don't you think replacing experienced goalkeepers at this time can be a bit risky?
Maybe. If I could look in the future, I would go with you. But the past, with the more experienced goalkeepers, didn't bring us better results. And I think it's time that we make choices, support the choice, and see what it brings in the future, but not going on match and on, oh, you made a mistake now, I have to change you now. And oh, then the other one, because where will they, how confident will they be? They will be always, in my assessment of the team, I said, the fear to fail is the biggest fear from Pakistan hockey team at the moment. So if I would behave like this, I would increase the fear. So I will increase the chance to fail. That's not my job. My job is to minimize that. And that's what I try to do. And so we make choices. And for the time being, I will stick to my choices and see how it goes. And if it's wrong, fire me. It's okay. Then I've done a wrong job. But again, you need to make choices. I need to make choices too. I think I made the right choice based on my data, based on the advices of my professionals, also on my own little knowledge about goalkeeping, but I have a strong opinion, so I'm not easily to convince.
Yeah.
But I agree with what I saw. I took it and I stand for it.
Don't you think that in Pakistan, this one particular position is always being ignored, like as the goalkeeper trainings and all that, and they're just being blamed, they're just being tried again and again and again, but never being there was no investment on them in the past and for years and years. And do you see that gap in the Pakistani goals? Because Pakistan used to produce very world best goalkeepers if you go really in the past. So and now if we see, well, they are experienced, but in general, their performance is not at that level, which is somewhere I do believe that cost Pakistan some good results as well. But it doesn't mean for me that those goalkeepers are not good. I think the point is that they are never being trained well. There was no focus from the Pakistan hockey to invest in this so important position of the sport. So you think that's where Pakistan hockey also lacked, and this is one of the things that Pakistan hockey should really invest a lot for the future?
Yes, but I will take it bigger. I think that Pakistan never invested in defense. So in defending, the defenders have the same problems, and the tactical part of defending, the skills, nobody can name the defending skills.
No.
And they're always confused and they don't know how to apply them, what to do. The timing is wrong. There's no attention for it. So it doesn't mean that the talent is not there. Doesn't mean that the goalies are terrible, but the fact is that they are not properly trained. We have, in the whole world, they have specialist goalkeeper coaches. They have goalkeeper coaches courses. So if you want to go with modern hockey, and you see where other countries spend lots of energy, money, and assets to develop all the details. You have Holland has a line stopper coach.
Yeah.
Have a goalkeeper coach. Have a direct flick coach. For everything they have a specialist. And they had, when we were there, they had 13 people in the staff. 13. It was almost as big as our group. And we had 4 or 5 people, including a selector. So if you look at this, then what are we talking about? A video analyst, it's performance management. It's they have a university degree in performance analysis. Our video analyst doesn't have a university degree.
Yeah,
And
he has some other degrees, huh?
he has experiences from long time, but it's a different level.
Yeah.
So connecting, and it's what it is, and you need to do the best with it. But that professionalism, and that also costs a lot of money. I know that. So I'm not asking for all those things at once, but step by step by step, we need to grow into that world, because at the end we need to have it. At the end, we need to create a good coaching structure for grassroots level to make sure that we can educate our players the right way, so that they have the right experiences when they join. So that's the long term. And the short term, we need to make the best of what we have. And that's what we try to do.
It was great to have a chat with you. And I think it was very necessary to have this open conversation so that people can understand what actually going on with Pakistan hockey, and especially the things we heard about this so important Europe tour after a long time, and the way it's being projected from the media from Pakistan and some of our respected Olympians. So I think that was very, and I really thank you very much for making your time and speaking out very clearly in detail also. And I'm very happy to know, I already knew, I worked with you and I knew that how things you are doing, you will do things and all that. But I felt that it's very important that people also know that what actually is going on with Pakistan hockey. And thank you very much for your time. And it's always a pleasure, always a good, great feeling to have a chat with you. And so good to see that how much you are putting efforts to bring Pakistan hockey back on the track, and then later on the top, maybe in your term. And wish you a lot of success, and wish you a lot of success to handle all that pressure you will bear from the Pakistan media and those respected Olympians. But yes, me individually, I do have all the confidence that in near future we will see some good results from Pakistan hockey. And I wish all the best to all the players and all the players who are in the team, who are in the selection, that I'm very much sure that they will do their best to bring the good results for their country. And on the top, also all the best to the Pakistan Hockey Federation, if what you said is really there. And I wish them all the best, and I hope that things will get better, and you will get more opportunity to get all those facilities from which you can help the team and the players to get more details what they're doing and how they can improve in the future as well. So yeah, once again, thank you very much, and we'll stay in contact. And enjoy Lahore. Say my lot of regards. Everyone knows me there, and especially to my city, Lahore. And enjoy the food there. And great to know that you love the country. It is a beautiful country.
Shukriya and
TK. TK, great. Take very good care of yourself, and we'll be following what Pakistan Hockey is doing. And once again, lot of success.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.